Hello, so this guide is going to show you how to use the resource called Gateway to Oklahoma History. It is a resource through the Oklahoma Historical Society. You can get to this resource by going to gateway.okhistory.org. And the Gateway is essentially an online repository of Oklahoma newspapers. And the newspapers date from between 1844, I believe, into the 1920s. So it's a really huge repository and it has a lot of really rich history. So I'm going to show you how to do some basic searches and how to actually look at the newspapers once you get some hits on your searches. We're going to start with a basic search. And we're going to pretend that the person that we're looking for, we know his first name and his last name. And this person's name is George Burris. So you type in George Burris into the search box, and as you can see, I use quotation marks because I want to make sure that I get that exact phrase. I want the George to be right next to the Burris whenever I search. And so you come over here and you click Submit. Now your search results have come up and you can see that we have 7 search results. And I want you to take a look here on the left side. Over here on the left, you can actually limit your search further within the results by county, decade, serial or series title, and collection. So here you have Lincoln County. You have 5 of the 7 articles are from Lincoln County. 1 article is from Garvin and 1 is from McCurtain. So if you know that the relative or the person that you're searching for lived in Garvin County, you might want to go ahead and just start there by clicking on that link, and that will take you to the article from that county. You can also sort your results. Right now they're sorted by best match. You can sort by title or creator, or by the date that they were created, either newest or oldest, or the date that they were added, newest or oldest. The ones that I think are most beneficial are, of course, best match or when they were created. So if you're looking for the oldest reference to George Burris, you would click date added or date created oldest. But we're just going to click on the best match, which is the one here at the top. You click on the link. Now the article will appear. As you can see, there's a little bit of information about the newspaper. It tells you that it's from Chandler, Oklahoma. It includes local, territorial, and national news. You can see the creation date. You can see how many people have actually looked at it. But as you can see, this is the page that supposedly the result is on, but you can't see where it says George Burris. Nothing is highlighted, and it's too little to read anyways. So what I like to do is to scroll up here to the top, and you see page hits 1, and I like to click on that link. Now that will take you to this page, and it will show you a little snippet here of exactly where his name appears and the words around it. So you can see George Burris and Mrs. Effie Wilkinson of Midlothian, and it's in sequence 4. Well, I want to see a little bit more, and so I'm going to actually click on sequence 4, and that will reload the page that the hit is on, and you can see it's highlighted now. It's here in the middle. Now, just a word, as you can see when I move my mouse over parts of the newspaper, it actually highlights it kind of in a dark gray. If you click on that, it will take you to the previous page of the newspaper or the next page of the newspaper. So you don't really want to do that. But in order to read the actual highlight, I'm going to click on Zoom Full Page. And that will take you to a new page where you can kind of manipulate the actual article. As you can see, it's still a little too small, so I'm going to come over here and click on the plus sign, which will zoom in. I'm going to click it several times. It might take a second for the newspaper to come up to where you can see it. Then you have to move until you can see the highlighting, which is right here in the middle. George Burris and Mrs. Effie Wilkinson of Midlothian were visitors at the home of A.H. Burris Saturday. And so this is beneficial. You might be able to come up with some more search phrases from this. So if you want to learn about George Burris, you might be able to assume that A.H. Burris was a relative, and you could search for that person and see what else you could find out. Now, if this is a page that you want to print, you go up here to the right and click on Print View. And the article will fall in this pane in the middle, which is between two lines. There's a line here on the right, a line here on the left, or the right and the left. And you can move the article within those lines, and it will basically print whatever is in between those two lines. And you can zoom in or out if you want. And then you just click on Print. Now, to get back to the last page, you click on Zoom Display. And then to get back to your search results, you click on Normal Display. And so now you're back on the original page of the article that you looked at. To go back to your search results, you click on Return to Search Results. And now you can look at some of the other articles that you had hits for. Now we're going to start another search, and this is going to be an advanced search. You can see there's an advanced search link right here. And this is a good option if you know a little bit more about the person or event or situation that you want to research. So if you maybe know the date range, or if you're searching for multiple people, this is a good option. And so you can see these are all the options that you have. You could search with these words, with these exact phrases, with none of these words, or within this date range. You can also come down here and limit your search to collection. So if you know exactly which newspaper you want to search in, you can choose that. If you want to search by specific language, we've got Cherokee, Choctaw, English, and German. So if you only want to search a Cherokee newspaper, that would be a good option. And type here is newspaper, which is the only type. And so for this search, we're actually going to search 2 people who got married. And we're going to be looking for information on either their wedding or when they got married. So we're going to go with these exact phrases. What we're going to search for is Frances DeMond, who married Ruth Newell. And we're going to search for marriage and hope that we can find what date they got married on. Now, I know that they got married around 1915, but it could have been a little closer to 1922. So I'm not really sure, so I'm going to choose kind of the date range. Now we go down here and we click on Search. Now, as you can see, we got 1 hit, which is from the Daily Transcript, which is in Norman, Oklahoma, Volume 5, Number 12. From Friday, June 29th, 1917, which is pretty close to when I thought the marriage took place. So we're going to look at that. We'll see it has pulled up here. We can see a little bit about the newspaper if we want. We can see that 3 people have used this page. We're going to go to Page Hits. Okay, now as you can see, we have 4 different sequences. Sequence 1, which reads, Dr. Frances DeMond chimed in perfect time on Wednesday evening at the family residence at 8. This sounds like it might be about the wedding, so I want to keep that in mind. This down here, sequence 3, says marriage to Florence Marston, which I'm assuming is about a different wedding, so that's not interesting to me. And the same with the one that says sequence 4. So we're going to click on sequence 1. Okay, so we can see here that there is a lot of yellow highlighting on the page, but it's too small to read. And so we're going to go up here and we're going to zoom full page. Now the front page of the paper has come up, but it's still too small to read, so we're going to zoom in several times. I zoomed a little too far. Then we have to let it load. Now that we're zoomed in all the way, we can see that the title of the article is DeMond Newell Wedding. And so we can see that this is definitely an article that we would want, and it's a pretty long one about the wedding that tells about what everybody wore, and you can see all the names of the bridesmaids and how they're related to the bride and groom. You can even see what some of the presents were. So this is definitely a good result for our search. So we'd probably want to print this just like I talked about a couple minutes ago. The next function that I'm going to show you is I'm going to show you a little different way to search. So I'm going to take you back to the Gateway to Oklahoma History main page. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to search more specifically by location. So we're going to go to Explore here on the right. And then you can see you can either search by locations or dates. And we're going to search by locations. Now, as you can see, a map of Oklahoma has come up. That's a county map. And some of the counties are in blue. The darker blue the county is means that there are more items from that county that have been digitized into the collection. So you can see Logan County is very dark. It has over 13,000 items. But like McLean County down here has 0 items. And so I wanted to show you this so you know that the Gateway is in the process of being completed. They are still trying to upload newspaper articles and newspapers. But this is a good way to limit your search. So if you know that what you're researching is from a specific county, you can click on that county. So we're going to click on Payne County, which has 436 items uploaded. After you click on that county, it's going to bring up every single result. So all 436 results are here, but I want to search within these results. So I'm going to search for a last name, Thornberry. Click Submit. Now the result page has come up and we see that I've got 12 results. You can come over here and limit them by the year. Most of them are from 1901 and most of them are from the Daily Gazette. We're going to click on the best match here at the top. So now here's our result. You can see it's really small still and nothing's highlighted, so I don't know where the hits occur. So I'm going to scroll up here to the top and click on Page Hits. And I can see that they are in Sequence 1 and it looks like a list of names, but I want to know what the list of names is. So I'm going to click on Sequence 1. So now we have the hits are highlighted here, but it's still too small to read. So I'm going to zoom in. Now we'll use the zoom functions on the right, zooming a couple times. And it has loaded here. It looks like it's still a list of names. I'm going to have to go a little bit higher to see what the list of names is. It says Football Saturday. The A&M college team goes to Perry tomorrow. We look down here, it says they leave here tomorrow at 6 o'clock going overland. Below is the lineup. So now I can see that W. Thornberry is perhaps the right guard and J. Thornberry is the right tackle. So I've learned a little bit about the Thornberry family. So now we're going to return back to the home page. And that is the end of this little tutorial. I hope that you enjoyed it and I hope that it will be beneficial to you. Please come and use the Gateway to Oklahoma. It's an awesome resource.